Listen.
The suspects are the white supremacists themselves. They didn't consider it important enough to broadcast, or maybe they didn't want it broadcast, so it wasn't. Things happen with non-white people based on what the white supremacists decide. We are under their jurisdiction. That's what white supremacy means. They do what they please. And so if they decide to broadcast something, it will be broadcast. If they decide that it won't be broadcast, it won't be broadcast. And if anybody gets mad about it, if somebody wants it broadcast and it's not, the white supremacist says, well, you can get mad, but you're still my prisoners of war. And I determine what you do and what you don't do. And that's the end of that story. Because after all, it's one bottom line here. You are not big enough, bad enough, or smart enough to whip me and make me do anything. And I can make you do anything that I want done, including die, and nobody will do anything about that. And so that's the bottom line on that. Mm-hmm. They made that decision. Well, it depends on the circumstances and whatnot. Sometimes it's just a simple case of a black person trying to show themselves as being even-handed, you might say, decent, etc., etc. And sometimes it's out of fear. Self-preservation. They're letting that white person know, I'm not with him. Because if I'm with him, it ain't no benefit in that. If I'm with you, it is. Very simple. Because everything comes from you. It don't come from him. He's just running his mouth. If I'm going to get paid, I'm going to get paid by you.
Okay. Could you share?
Sure. You follow the logic in every situation. So you're not arguing with the person. You're arguing with the logic. And keep that in mind. It's not a personality contest. Because you're discussing the subject. The subject is the thing you concentrate on, not the personalities. You don't get caught up in the personalities. So if the black person says something in the so-called defense of the white person, you just keep asking the logical questions. Problems are solved by asking questions and coming up with correct answers. The black person says, well, I agree with the white person, Say, okay, well, why do you agree with what he's saying or she is saying? I agree because of, okay, because of what, and have them say why they agree. And then you look at what they're agreeing to and see if it's logical. If it's logical, you go with it, because you always go with the logic. And if it's not, you raise questions about that. You say, that appears not to be logical. And I'll tell you why. And then you tell them why. And then you move on, because what you're searching for is the truth. I don't care who's doing the talking. Truth plus justice plus correctness equals peace. That's the equation. First thing you seek is the truth. Don't compromise on that. So that's the only way you can produce a product called justice. Got to start with what is first. You don't want to make things up. Say things that are not true. That's what the racists do. Now, some people have said they've seen some cartoons of my work on the internet that have been presented, and that it pretty well embellishes what I have been trying to say in my textbooks. And to the extent that it does that, well, that has been, from what I understand, some people reported to me, a plus. Because they didn't understand what I had written very well, But when they saw those cartoons that just repeated what I was saying and attaching my name to it, and came right out of the book, the material did, they say that they better understood it. And I can understand that because people are kind of visual, particularly in the year 2021 now, more visual than ever.